About 18 months ago I started doing some woodwork, only really crude stuff. I'm no carpenter, don't pretend to be, never will be. In the course of it I started using PVA glue, which obviously all woodworkers use, and I've started to pick up cheap PVA glues at the pound shops from the odd DIY, and I thought it might be interesting just to see how well they stick, because I simply don't know. The one that I have been using more than anything is the 502, which is in the middle in a small green bottle. But I thought it'd be interesting to compare, and the way I'm going to do it is like this. I'm going to use this timber, CLS 38x63mm timber. I'm going to cut it into 1 foot lengths, and then I'm going to apply glue to 6 inches of either side and glue it together. So in effect I'll have 6 inches to clamp to the bench and 6 inches to apply weights on. I'm going to make sure that it's spaced slightly off the bench, and therefore it's only the glue that will actually hold the two together, and see how much weight before it fails. These are the weights I intend to use, marked in kilos, and I have several of each. Half a kilo, 1 kilo, 2 kilo, and if all else fails, Big Brother at 10 kilos. It's now exactly a week since I've glued these together. Start bolting them to the bench and applying weights. This is the no nonsense, the £9.99 5 litres from Screwfix. To protect the form. So we'll start with 2 kilos. 4 kilos, put 5 kilos on to make sure that it's spaced off this. So that's 5 kilos. So that's 10 kilos, 15 in total. Touching. We're going to increase dramatically. These are 11.3 kilos. These are 5.6 kilos. Another 5.6 kilos. These are 5 kilos each. Another 5 kilos each. These are half kilos, so that's 1 kilo in total. Those are half kilos, so another kilo. 2 halves, another kilo. Okay. Again, start with the 5 kilos. This is the pound stretcher because I think the bench is starting to bend. We're having a little bit of trouble supporting the stack, not the weight but the stack, so try again anyway. This is the PVA bond, and we'll start same way with the 5 kilos. Okay, final one, 502, because the angle is now getting a little bit acute. So the first one is no nonsense. We can safely say that failed. Next one is the 151. Number 5. Off. 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 That's a full 67.8 kilos. So there, we'll see how it stands up. Yeah, a bit of creaky. 1, 2. Okay, this is the pound stretcher one. a little bit to compensate for the next one is PVA bond. That's going. Finally, the 502. Right. Well, although there's creaky noises going on, it's actually still going, but how long I don't know. It says it all. The test so far, the first three on the left all passed the initial 3-inch cut. We're going to move on with those to an 1.5 inch cut. These 4 actually failed, but as you can see, the actual wood in virtually all cases, the Poundland perhaps being the least one so, but in all cases the wood failed before the glue, which I'm quite surprised about, to be honest, considering the amount of weight that was on them. But as you can see, in my mind, if the wood gives first, then it doesn't really matter at what weight they failed. It's the wood that's given way and not the glue. Even the Poundland one, which hasn't ripped as much wood off as, say, the No Nonsense, it's still, in my opinion, the wood that's failed, not the glue. Anyway, we'll move on to the next step and see which one of these 3 comes out on top. So the first one is pound stretcher. Obviously, I think this is going to go well before we get to the full amount. I simply don't know. So that's 15 kilos. But as you can see, the wood has gone, not the glue. So we'll do the other 2, although I expect similar results. Second test, 151. We'll try the symbols. So that's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 22, 23, 24, 24. Okay. Once again, the wood has failed. Final one, 502. Let's try the 5. So that's 20. $21. Once again, the wood has failed. So all 3 glues again passed. Weights are only an indication of what the wood will hold, not what the glues will hold. So where does that leave us? It leaves us with 7 cheap PVA glues. They've all performed very well. In every case, the wood is given before the glue, which I didn't expect. I honestly thought that at least 1 or 2 of them would just peel straight off, especially for some reason the Poundland. It's thinner, obviously it's cheap, and I just expected that it would just peel off as soon as I put any weight on it at all, but it didn't. It held. Pound stretcher, okay, it's a lot smaller bottle, so in theory it's probably twice the price of the Poundland, but equally you've got the PVA, which is £2 a litre. And they've all performed exceptionally well, to the extent that you have to query whether or not you need to buy expensive PVA glues. Okay, the experiment wasn't scientific. I gave them a week to dry. The results might well have been different if I'd only been given them a day to dry, or a few hours to dry, it won't make any difference to people. They will quite happily use what they trust, and that's fine. But I don't think you can knock any of these cheap glues. They all seem to have performed above and beyond expectation. See what you think in the comments.